Welcome back to the vlog, everybody, and we are here once again at the Euro Car Crypt and home for Wayward Mechanics, where today we're doing more mods. And today the name of the game is fenders. We're going to install the Anderson Composite Carbon Fiber fenders on the truck, courtesy of Hammerbuilt. And why are we doing that, you might ask? Well, with all the custom modifications on the front of the truck, we've been having some fitment issues with the fenders, and our solution is more custom modification. So we're gonna get those installed, and let's go check out Mr. Nicholas and see how far along he is in this process.
Well, see, originally we'd tried custom fabrication. Unfortunately, it didn't work. So now we're having to go with plan B, more custom fabrication.
Okay, so we have the fenders off on the truck, as you'll notice behind me, and here's something that we've never done. Cleaning the engine bay, or cleaning areas there, and now that our fenders are off, this might be the time to do that large amount of caked on dirt. So we're gonna roll it back, hit it with some power clean, and then spray out the underside of this. Give it a nice little wash before we put the fenders back on. Here we go, looking great, right? Right, everybody?
Yeah.
So here's what we're gonna roll it back for. We're gonna get in here and clean all this stuff out. And in future vlog, we're gonna be replacing the radiator. So that's gonna help declog the dirt out of that. But yeah, none of this has ever been touched by any sort of cleaning whatsoever. So that's a good 5 years worth of dirt buildup here, deep in the bowels of the truck. All right, Mr. Nick, back her up.
Yep. I need the key.
You're the one who left it over there. I gotta get this guy a key now. Walk around the shop for a key. Here we go. One key. Now we are going to take this key to Mr. Nick. There you go. Cool way to see the suspension. I was mentioning that it looks really kind of a cool way to see the suspension working.
Yeah.
No fenders. Fender delete.
And here we see Mr. Brad in his native environment, doing his favorite thing, cleaning stuff. Now, the advantage of being able to do this is we actually can get anything that could be corrosive out of the truck, because places like the Baja and some of the other places we go, alkali lakes, you tend to build up a lot of stuff that has enough of a pH one way or the other, or salt, that ends up being quite corrosive. So the idea is, let's get in here and get anything out that we can before that corrosion could actually cause damage, especially since we had our wonderful buddy out in, where was that, Utah? Chop the fenders?
Yeah, Southern Utah.
Yep. So when you chop the fenders, what you're actually doing is shaving right here. So you see all of this foam that is gone and all of this arch that has been cut away. This is a body seam. Blowers work great for drying cars. So.
What do we have here, Mr. Nicholas?
Well, that's the last clip going in the first fender flare. So, other than my grubby little fingerprints on it, dust, see how these things fit. So I've reused all of the plastic clips from the old style. On the original fenders, this was just a slide-in peg as an alignment point, but we're gonna be using it theoretically as a bolt through, if I can get my hands up there. If not, we'll deal with it later. So let's see if it actually lines up. Mind you, these are custom handmade pieces, so if things don't always line up the first try, that's kind of to be expected, but damn. Okay, Okay. That's kind of hot. Not gonna lie, that's kind of hot.
Sweet.
Yeah, these are pretty simple. We are able to reuse all of these, which is freaking awesome, because that way we didn't have to buy new. They're not all in perfect condition, but they'll do just fine. That is what I would call slightly rowdy.
Rear fender 2 electric boogaloo, here we go. All right, day 2 of installing these fenders. And yeah, a lot of learning going on. There's a lot of customization going on, so this is not a job for the faint of heart. I would recommend having a professional do it, like this guy over here, because there's just a lot of custom fitting and cutting you're gonna have to do. Let's review some of that right now. Okay, and here it is. The fender installed after a lot of toiling to get the alignment right. I love this. I think it looks great. The two-tone aspect of the carbon fiber and the paint of the truck. In the comments below, let me know what you think of that. And I want to go over a little bit of what it takes to install this and why it does take a professional to do it. So for starters, this door gap here, you want to make sure that that is adequate, because you do not want to be able to opening this door up and then clipping your new carbon fibers that were not cheap and breaking them. So getting that alignment is paramount. Also with the hood, you want to make sure that hood alignment looks nice when it closes and you've got a good alignment and line for that hood closure. So some of the other things we have to do. There's a lot of customization here. As a matter of fact, one of the things that we had to do behind this faceplate here for the light, there is an apparatus that fits down here that connects everything to it, holds the light in place, holds this in place. Here's another one. Here's what it looks like on this side. You have to chop off the side of it because it goes out, and then with these fenders there's no room. So we had to get creative, do a paint pen marking, measure it out, chop it off, get it to fit right.
Originally, all of that was mounting for the original flares that went to the truck, but since these have an integrated flare, that all kind of ran in the way, so we had to shave it down so we could slide it in between the carbon fiber and the built-in bracketry.
And you notice
this job is basically push and pull in a line.
We had to take off the whole front end just to get this alignment going on here with this. So again, this is not for the faint of heart. This is definitely a hack and method of getting a new fender, wide fender installed onto the truck. So there's a lot to be done. Stuff we're probably not going to get to today, but we're going to have to address in the future. Fender liner. We had to remove the factory fender liner, and the manufacturer suggests that it's just not going to be there. We're going to probably make a custom fender liner for this to protect that. So stay tuned for that, because we're going to figure out how to engineer that solution. But all in all, it is coming together. We were rocking yesterday. Today's been a little slow, but we managed to get a lot done in the last couple hours. Here we have Mr. Nicholas dutifully figuring out how we're going to custom fit and extend the original fender liners into new fender liners.
So here's the problem. The original fender liners, which line up right about like there, as you can see here, are both too short and too narrow. So we got to go 2 inches out and several inches up. And these were already cut in the front for the icons and a few other things. So these are almost useless. Originally, I was going to try and build something completely one-off. I worked on it, and I've changed my mind. So we're going to do a hybrid. What we're going to do is we're going to take the inside of this, so that I have all the arch that they oh so conveniently injection molded, because I don't have an injection mold machine, and then I'm going to make a filler plate for the outside. So let's go over to the other side, and you can kind of see why obviously that'd be needed, because otherwise that's a lot of stuff, and you don't want that getting hit with rocks, mud, and God knows what else. So here, what we have is a cut inner fender piece, and I've had to cut it back quite severely. It starts pretty normal over here, and then almost immediately goes over. I left this one retaining pin, which both sides have, and then I kind of cut it about here, because I needed enough to fill the inside and keep rocks from getting in the turbo and all the rest of the stuff. because I don't want to have to try and make that curve in plastic. It is difficult. Then we've got a nice sheet of ABS that we've done a fill with and tucked that inside the fender liner. These bolts are temporary, and so is the zip tie, obviously. We're going to do a test fitment tonight, and then tomorrow we bond these to the reinforcement bars, bond these together, and call it a day.
And as a note, the reinforcement bars are in place with rib nuts, by the way.
Yeah, we have riv nutted those to the frame, and they actually have riv nuts inside them right in here to hold everything together. And there are going to be a few more riv nuts.
So what do you think in terms of, because obviously this is going to do clearance-wise, and we are going to lose a little clearance with the fender liner, but how much do you think we've still net gained from the original fenders?
Net gain, I would say at least 2, if not 3 inches. And that's all around. That's every direction. The only place we do not gain, and that's just due to the inherent design of these things, is right here. This lower splash section. And typically, what you do if you're gonna throw 37s on this thing is you just cut this off. Probably snip right about meow.
Which we may end up doing eventually when I go there, but I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon.
Well, and we need to see how they clear. They could clear. I don't know. But my guess is if anything's going to be a problem, it'll be right here. And it may just need a small trim. That's part of why I also built the reinforcement bars, was in case we did need to trim that, we have something to hang the fender from.